The world has always been a witness of a conflict that has been center of debate for many years, maybe centuries. It is not related directly to physical violence, but related to social and psychological. This conflict is that discrimination. When we hear this problematic, we think about different concepts, such as racism, homophobia, and oh, this is embarrassing. Anyway, or xenophobia. But today we're going to focus on one particular case, that is the gender discrimination, specifically against women. Women have suffered throughout history by being marginated from the activities they are capable of exerting in society, and no one can deny it. For example, the concept of democracy and the use of elections was stated by Cleisthenes in the year 507 before Christ, and women only got to vote 2500 years later, in 1917.
Oh, hell no!
Another clear example is the Olympic Games that started in the year 776 before Christ in the ancient Greece, and women did not participate in a sporting event until the year 1900. That is about 2600 years later in the Olympic Games of Paris. After that, the rest is history. But this has not happened always. If we look at natural history, we can see that there are some animal species in which the female can be considered as the one who are the head of the family, while men have only reproduction purposes. We can see this clearly in the lions, where the females are the ones who look for the prey and gets the food for the family, or in the anglerfish, where the female is much bigger than the man, and in the moment of reproducing, the male becomes literally part of the organism of the female. Basically, the male are leeches, and if we talk in another ambit than reproduction, they're just unproductive. And in last place, there is the black widow, the famous Australian spider with the most dangerous poison in all arachnids. If we have a look on the difference in size of both spiders, we can see that Beyonce was partially right on this.
If we move forward in the evolutionary line, we can see a moment that men around the world, especially in America, took all of their pride and macho chauvinist ideologies, and that was precisely during the Great Economic Depression of the 29.
Great Depression was an economical breakdown that happened on the stock market in the United States, where the economy collapsed because of, well, that just got boring. To put it in simple terms, the thing that really matters here is that at this time of history, women had jobs such as nurses, teachers, or domestic workers. However, few of them had jobs in the manufacturing business, such as the one right here. Anyway, the fact that a lot of people were losing jobs, especially men that worked in big corporations and enterprises, left the family with no other choice than to establish the mother as the income base of the family. So, by this time, people were forced to eradicate some patriarchal stereotypes. But, not only statistics show that during this period, women's rate of employability rose to the sky. By 1930, this was only 1 year after the crisis, approximately 10.4 million women started working outside their homes, and by 1940, 13 million women worked for wages. Well, we all know that discussing bad wage equality is a dead end, so we should leave that for another time. Now, let's continue our story. There were lots of conservatives that fought against women's rights, but the female gender managed to hold on to their position. They wouldn't let go. Their fight was supported by First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, who insisted on a section that defended working women in the New Deal project. This was supposed to solve all the problems that the Great Depression left.
Fortunately, we can see that there has been a significant progress throughout history with the role of women in society and specifically in the development of a stable economy worldwide. But the fact is no one can avoid reality, and the reality is showing us that women are capable of being presidents, capable of making the Forbes list on the most wealthy around the world, capable of changing lives, and there's nothing and nobody that can stop them. Nowadays, no one can deny that there are still misogynist people that judge the fact that women can have the capacity to be ambitious, even huge personalities. I don't like saying any names, but how do you like women now?